Hello, this video is a quick tutorial for how to use Schoology and how to create content for your classes for this upcoming year. Very first thing you want to do is you want to go to a web browser. The website that you will use for Schoology is going to be lasallehs.schoology.com. Your page will look a little bit different than mine, but it'll ask you to sign in through your Google account. Your Google account is your LaSalle email address and password. For myself, since I had done it before, I had a list of my accounts. I found my LaSalle High School username, and I'm going to input my password. And if you do that correctly, you'll be transferred to the Schoology homepage. And this is what it looks like. Now, to build course content, you can do two things. First of all, if you click onto Schoology, you should see your classes already, the ones that you've built or maybe played with before, but you'll also see the classes that are synced with PowerSchool. So, one way you can do it is I can click on the class and start building course content that way. The only problem with this is that you're going to have to transfer to your resources if you want to share with your colleagues. But also, if you want to save it for future years, you'll still save it and have it for future years. For as a best practice, we recommend doing it from the Resources tab. So if you see in the top middle of the bar, you click on Resources and you click on Personal. And this is where you should start building your content. Now, what you'd like to do is build your whole course out here and then transfer it over to your class so that, again, it's easy to share. So what I'll do is I'll click here, this little box right here, and when I hover around it, it says Add Collection. And you can name this collection based on the course that you're teaching. So if you're teaching Spanish 1 Semester 1 or Algebra 1 Semester 1, because I'm teaching Humanities this year, I'm going to do Humanities Semester 1. And that way, again, if I build it in here, every year I could just modify, edit it from here, and then just copy it over to my Humanities class from every year forward. Or if somebody else is teaching the class, or I want to share it with somebody else, I can do it straight from this Resources tab. So the one I created was Humanities S1. If I click on it, you'll see that it is empty. One of the things we went over in training is that you could import or create a collection based on your Blackboard stuff. So if that's something that you want to do, we went over in the training, or we still have one more training session left, or you can ask me and I'd be willing to transfer some of that stuff for you. So what I'm going to do is I want to start building my class. I'm not going to do the whole class, but just give you an example. So one of the sections of Humanities is art. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a resource. I'm going to add a folder. I'm going to name it art, and I will give it a color. And I have built a folder within my resources called arts within this collection called Humanities. Within arts, I can do a couple things. I can upload a file, like I upload a PDF. Some of you have been using PDF, so I could do that. I could add a question bank. Let's just do a couple things, just sample things. I'm going to add a file. So off the top of my head, I don't have a file, but maybe here's a PDF file that I could update or upload, that is. Send that over. Maybe you want to create a test or a quiz already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add resources. I'm going to add a test or a quiz. And this is something we went over in the training, so I'm just going to do this really quickly just so you can see what it looks like. Those of you that have built tests before, you may notice that you don't have all the options because you're just building this within these resources, so you don't have to set a date, things like that. So if I create a question, I'll say the answer is true, and I'll say the correct answer is true. I'll create the question. And I've already built, in that time that we've spent together, I've built a test already that's within my resources group. So as you remember, you could add questions to the bank from this. You could import questions from the bank from this. And also you could set the instructions for the test. You could say how many attempts, etc., etc. So now when I go back to my resources, you can see a link right here. Oops. I'll go back to my resources here. And if I click on Arts, you'll see two things now. I'll see the file that I uploaded, the PDF file, and I also see the test that I built. Again, I would spend most of your time over these next couple of weeks, if you're the type that likes to get things ready for the school year. I'd work primarily in resources, and then when I feel like I'm done, I'll transfer over as much as I can to the actual course. So let's just say I'm done with my course. I'm ready to transfer it over to my real class. So if I click on going back to my Humanities collection, I want to sync over, I want to send this art folder over to my actual class. So I'll click on it. When I click on it, you'll see this new button appear called Edit. It doesn't appear when it's not checked, but when it's checked, now all of a sudden I have this Edit button. And I'll add to course, and I'll add it to my my humanities class, Humanities A for semester 1. And you'll see here when I import the test, you'll see these advanced options. So remember when I built my test, I didn't get to say like when is it due, how many points it is. So if I click here on advanced options, I could set that stuff. So I want it 50 points. I want to do August 24, at what time, etc., etc., etc. And when I import, all that stuff is flowing over to my actual class. So to see your actual class, you'll click here where it says courses. I'll see Humanities A. And you'll see my art folder, which I built in the resources personal. You'll see it's all there in my class. And also, if you teach multiple sections, you can add this to all your classes as well. You could see the upcoming things that are due. Students also could see what's upcoming is due. You'll see this button right here that says all materials. You could just see just the tests and quizzes or just the assignments, so that students that are confused, like I can't find where my assignments are, they could just click on this little button and filters just the assignments that are due. So that is Schoology. That's how you could start building your content, start building your courses right away. And then I forgot to share with you, which I said in the training, if you'd like to, I suggest or highly recommend you edit the picture on your course page, because it gives the students, something exciting to look forward to your class. When they see the just default picture, they don't have the excitement, or they might want to go to your class because you didn't spend the effort to change your profile picture. And then just to prove it to you, or not to prove it to you, but just to show you, if you click on any course, so for example, I click on my second semester Humanities B, and I click on members here on the left side, you will see all the students that are enrolled in your classes. So as you go to your classes, you will see students live in your classes already. These dynamically update with PowerSchool, so if a student drops out, changes sections, changes periods, it'll also automatically switch on Schoology. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. You can also ask Roy, Brandon, Kirsty, Donald. We're all more than happy to help you use this tool to help our students learn to the best, to the maximum, to maximize their learning experience. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.